A storm is brewing, not just behind palace walls, but in courtrooms, on protest signs, and within the very constitutional framework of the United Kingdom. It is not a matter of ceremony or tradition this time. It is a matter of justice. And the man at the center of this tightening spotlight is no longer simply a disgraced prince. He is, potentially, a defendant in a future legal reckoning unlike anything the modern monarchy has yet faced. Prince Andrew, stripped of his title, stands once again on uncertain ground. This time, it is not only his reputation in question. It is the principle of legal equality before the law, challenged not by peers or press, but by a growing civil movement with no allegiance to the crown. Before we dive in, there's something I need to share with you. Over the past few days, thousands have watched these stories unfold, but most haven't subscribed. If you're one of them, I invite you now to join us. Subscribe to Crownverse so you never miss the next chapter in this unfolding royal history. For years, the name Prince Andrew was spoken in ceremonial tones, patronages, appearances, military parades. But that tone shifted drastically with the accusations tied to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Though the prince reached an out-of-court settlement in the United States, the reverberations across British public life have been anything but settled. That chapter, while damaging, seemed to close a door that many within the palace hoped would remain shut. Yet, as of this moment, new hands are reaching for that same door. Not from America this time, but from within the UK itself, from a group who seek not scandal, but principle. Republic, the country's leading anti-monarchist organization, has declared it is preparing legal action against Andrew. The move would be historic. Private prosecutions are rare and difficult to pursue, especially when the target is a member of the royal family. But Republic's argument cuts straight to the heart of modern British identity. No one should be above the law, not even royalty. For years, the question has hung in the air like a shroud. Can a member of the royal family be prosecuted under the same legal standards as any other citizen? Now the question is being asked in a louder voice. Republic has outlined a potential case surrounding alleged misconduct in public office, financial corruption, and unresolved elements of past sexual assault claims. It is crucial to be clear here. No new charges have been filed. No new evidence has been made public. But what has changed is the platform. This is not a tabloid piece, nor a fringe movement. This is a formalized legal campaign led by a registered British political advocacy group. And as of late October 2025, their campaign is gathering attention, not just among activists, but among constitutional scholars, MPs, and even royal correspondents who once considered such efforts futile. The timing is no accident. Just days before these announcements were made, Buckingham Palace formally confirmed that Prince Andrew would relinquish use of the title Duke of York. While the palace stopped short of stripping him of the title altogether, which would require an act of Parliament, it is widely seen as the final symbolic blow in a years-long fall from grace. The legal implications are layered. The removal of the title does not strip Prince Andrew of his royal birth nor his style as prince, but it does change the public's perception of immunity. Republic argues that with no active royal duties, no functional role within the monarchy, and no remaining ceremonial responsibility, Andrew is now no different from any private citizen, and should therefore face the full force of the law if wrongdoing can be demonstrated. It is worth noting the distinction between justice and vengeance. What Republic seeks, according to their official statements, is not political theatre, but legal clarity. They argue that a system which protects one class of people from prosecution undermines the very notion of justice. And they are not alone. Several members of Parliament have called for independent inquiries into royal finances and the legal protections afforded to the royal family. This presents a conundrum, not just for the monarchy, but for the nation. The monarchy, while symbolic, remains deeply woven into the legal and constitutional fabric of the UK. The monarch is technically the fount of justice, the source of all judicial authority. How then can that system prosecute its own blood? The irony is stark and not lost on those who seek reform. At the heart of this is not just Andrew's case, but a larger reckoning with the monarchy's role in a modern democracy. For For centuries, royalty has operated in a space both inside and above the law. Their privacy is protected, their finances are shielded, their accountability is limited. And for most of the public, this has long been tolerable, until now. The public's patience with royal exceptionalism has been frayed by a combination of scandals, from Prince Harry's televised revelations to questions surrounding royal spending, environmental impact, and more.
Now, legal immunity. The idea that a royal figure might be immune from prosecution in the face of serious allegations no longer sits comfortably with a significant portion of the public. Prince Andrew's downfall is a narrative with many acts. From his 2019 BBC interview, which left the nation stunned, to his formal withdrawal from public life, to the settlement that did not admit guilt but cost him his remaining patronages, the prince has transitioned from a fixture of royal pomp to a symbol of everything the institution wishes to forget. Yet forgetting, in this case, is no longer an option. Legal accountability is a question that transcends personal redemption. The palace, so far, has remained tight-lipped. No public response has been given to Republic's announcement of legal intentions. No indication has been offered as to whether the royal family will provide legal counsel, financial support, or any institutional backing for Andrew should a case proceed. Behind the scenes, however, whispers suggest a different story. Reports indicate that Andrew has been advised by senior royal aides to keep a low profile, avoid public engagements, and prepare for the possibility of further legal entanglement. Again, these are unconfirmed but widely circulated accounts within the corridors of royal reportage. What we do know is that the monarchy now faces an impossible balance. On one side, there is the weight of tradition, duty, and institutional preservation. On the other, a rising tide of democratic expectation, transparency, and legal equity. The royal family can no longer afford the optics of immunity. They must reckon with the very system they symbolize. And in that reckoning, Andrew is both a cause and a consequence. The implications extend beyond Andrew himself. Should Republic succeed in initiating a private prosecution, or even enforcing a legal review, the precedent would be seismic. It would signal that royalty can no longer shield its own, that the tide has turned. And with it, a chapter of British constitutional life would be rewritten. This is not merely about a prince. It is about the accountability of power. It is about the legal foundations of monarchy. And it is whether birthright still confers protection, even in a nation that claims all are equal under the law. In the end, what happens next will not be decided in the pages of newspapers or the halls of Buckingham Palace. It will be decided in courtrooms, in public discourse, and perhaps most critically, in the court of public opinion. For now, the story remains unresolved, but the questions it raises will echo long after this chapter is closed. If you found this deep dive insightful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Crownverse, where royal history isn't just remembered, but examined, where tradition meets transparency, and where the crown is always more than just a symbol.